I'm Senator Bo Watson, Chairman of the Tennessee Senate Finance, Ways and Means Committee. Today we're going to discuss the November 2018 Revenue Report.
For the first 4 months of the fiscal year 18-19, so from August through November, our total tax revenue collections are $4,560 million, which represents growth of 5.8% over the same time period last year. Our total target for the first 4 months was $4,450 million for growth of 3.2%. So after the first 4 months of the year, we have an overcollection of about $114 million. So we're well on our way to meet the budgeted expectations.
So it basically means that our economy or our revenues are outperforming what we anticipated they would be doing at this point.
That is correct.
And that's a good thing.
That is a very good thing. 80% of our overcollections of $114 million comes from larger than anticipated sales tax collections. Sales taxes outperformed our targets by about $92 million year to date. Franchise and excise taxes are roughly in line with where we expected them to be at this point. And tobacco taxes continue to slightly underperform our expectations with a shortage of about $4 million. General fund collections for the first 4 months of the year stand at $3.6 billion, representing growth of about 6% over the same time period last year. Our general fund target for the first 4 months was about $3.5 billion for growth of 3.3%. Which means that after the first 4 months of the year, we have a general fund overcollection of almost $95 million.
National economy is growing at somewhere between 3.5% and 4%, something like that. We're growing at, in terms of our revenues, a little over 6%.
That is correct.
That's an incredible performance.
It is. Yeah. It is, especially since it's being driven by sales tax collections, which are consumer-type expenditures. So we are seeing stronger expenditures than we are seeing on the national level. To summarize our year-to-date revenue progress, the current budgeted estimate for the entire fiscal year 18-19 assumes total growth of $162 million, 114 of which is general fund revenue, and $48 million coming from all other funds. For the first 4 months of the year only, we already have growth of over $250 million, with general fund growing by $208 million and all other funds growing by $42 million. So we're certainly in a good shape after the first third of the fiscal year.
Yeah, I think that just speaks volumes about how the state's been performing. And it aligns with the fact that unemployment is low at this point, so people are employed and people are spending their money. And when people spend their money in the state of Tennessee, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Robert, tell us about the month of November, how we're performing in the month itself.
Thank you, Chairman Watson. Well, total collections for November of 2018 were slightly more than $1,043 million. This was good for almost 9% growth on the month over total collections from November of 2017. So overall, November 2018 was a really, really good month. And here we compare those actual collections to our November revenue target, which was approximately $996 million. The monthly target reflected slightly more than 4% growth, but actual growth ended up almost 9%.
Just so we can clarify, in the previous report we discussed that year-to-date revenues had grown at about 6%. But in this single month, revenues grew at nearly 9%, or at 9%.
That is correct for the month.
Wow.
And as a result, monthly collections were about $47.4 million over the monthly target, or approximately 4.8% above the target. This slide shows the individual tax source performance relative to the monthly targets. Once again, total collections for November of 2018 were about $47.4 million above the target. Of that amount, sales tax was its biggest contributor, accounting for about $43.5 million of that overcollection. And as for the remaining tax sources, actual collections were relatively close to their monthly targets.
In essence, it sounds like revenues for the month of November grew at about 3 times what we anticipated they would be. That's a
fair way
strong
of saying it.
economy.
It is.
That's a confident consumer. Awesome.
The year-to-date growth is right at 5.8% or thereabouts, almost 6%. The actual dollar growth for the first 4 months currently exceed the dollar growth that was budgeted for the entire fiscal year. If we do no worse than negative 0.86% for the remainder of the year, we should still hit budget and hit the annual revenue budget. In a nutshell, that leaves a lot of flexibility for a couple of down months if we see them. But right now, we're seeing just really good growth, and we can go pretty much the rest of the year pretty flat and still hit budget for the year.
In summary, November of 2018 was a great month for the state of Tennessee in terms of revenues. There's still a lot of the year left, but at this point in time, all of our trends are really positive. We will do our very best to stay on the trajectory of continuing to grow Tennessee's economy. This has been Bo Watson, Chairman of the Tennessee Senate Finance, Ways and Means Committee, with the November 2018 Revenue Report.